Welcome to you guys, and we're starting this look into the Acolyte Visual Guide that we just got this week. It was just released this week. I'm super excited. You guys are super excited. We're all super excited to dive into this book and all of its beautiful secrets that it has for us. Just amazing. I know, like, everything I've read has been so illuminating, and I even finally got a name for my robot dude, so I'm really excited about that. But if everybody could go ahead and introduce themselves, I'll go first. And if I look really sleepy, it's because I woke up like 2 hours ago, so apologies for that. I'm Anya, known as Black Native Terra Final Fantasy VI on Twitter and YouTube and everywhere on the internet. Known by Terra there, but Anya here. And I am a super Star Wars fan, geek, who's been obsessed with the Acolyte since it came out last year. You guys go.
Well, I guess I'll go next. I'm Jamian, known pretty much everywhere on the internet as Jamian. Yeah, well, I guess I have a few characters on like MMOs that probably are a little bit different, but mostly I'm Jamian on social media. Yeah, huge Star Wars geek, been since I was like, little kid. Thank you, Dad, for turning me into a huge geek. And yeah, I pretty much watched the Acolyte going, what is this? This is so new. and then like I went for a long weekend vacation down to Grand Forks, and yet somehow I was like sitting there on Twitter like with everybody, like instead of having like a vacation in the pool and stuff. So I got hugely addicted to it, and yeah.
Awesome.
I'm Samantha, otherwise known as Samantha Rahime on Blue Sky and Desert Born Nobody on Tumblr. I used to have a Twitter, I no longer do. I grew up watching Star Wars movies since I was 8, possibly. And I actually swore off Star Wars after 2019, and I wanted to not get into it anymore. The Acolyte did not let that happen. So now I'm doing Star Wars art, and I've done some writing, and I'm invested in the Acolyte and seeing where it goes and what paths it leads to.
Yes, and always campaigning for our season 2, 3, and 4 that we need, and the movie that we need. So the hashtag Renew the Acolyte this summer, Acolyte Summer, hashtag Save the Acolyte, and you can find all of our integrated stuff at savetheacolyte.com as well. To renew the Acolyte, sign the petition, do the letter writing, call Disney Plus and be like, hey, where's all season 2, 3, and 4? We need those.
Yes.
All right.
What was it? 3 seasons in a movie?
Yes, 3 seasons in a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my hashtag.
Right. We want it all.
Yeah.
We need Osha back. We need Kamir back, the stranger. We need May back. We need Leslie back, directing and overseeing the whole thing, because her vision is the truth and the light. It is the true way. I believe in Leslie, as do we all. So I'm super excited for when we get the show back, which is going to happen, because we're plugging it every day and getting more viewers every day. And I'm just really confident it's going to happen soon-ish. My personal projection, I would say sometime between 6 months and a year, they're going to break down and be like, you guys are right, and we're gonna give it back to you. But we have to keep at it. And leave your reviews on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb and Letterboxd, because all the freaking trolls went to these sites before the series even came out and started review bombing it, because
Yes, they did.
Yes, it has people of color in it, a Black woman leading who plays Osha and May, and it has lots of women and like lesbians, and they don't like any of that. And so they were like, hey, we're gonna like review bomb it and tell lies about it, and just really the worst people on the internet like that exist.
That about sums it up. Like, what a good way to waste your energy and time.
Just watch what you guys like. Leave us alone.
Yes.
Just the worst. Okay.
Galaxy far, far away has room for many stories.
It really
This is one of them.
does.
That's all it is, guys. Like, but yeah, I don't want to forget Rebecca because she's been like
And
huge
Rebecca.
on like resharing stuff on Instagram and stuff too. So
Yes.
yes,
Yes,
or
she
Vernestra.
has.
Rebecca. Or Vernestra.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we just finished reading Wayseeker, which was a lot. Jamian was our number 2, me the number 1, seeking back and forth on the
I
book
felt like
club.
we were doing a podcast together.
It felt like a podcast. Yeah. It was fantastic.
It was so nice when someone else showed up. And then there was the one week I missed and I felt really bad. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like the one who's mostly there.
So those recordings are also up on YouTube as well. So check those out after you watch this. All right, let's dive into our visual guide. Super excited because it's just incredibly, incredibly gorgeous.
It really
and
is.
Detailed. Look at all the
production-
details.
The production quality on it, just like, yeah, it's the glossy, thick pages. I mean, I'll say one thing. Lucasfilm Publishing does not spare an expense on this, in my opinion.
Yes. No expense spared. Very total book geeks. I love when the books are beautiful and smell good and feel good. And this is hitting all of those points for me. Absolutely. I'm just like, yes.
All the little details, like side characters that were basically just like, I feel sorry for Kella Antro now getting thrown over. I have a name for the poor woman who got thrown over the balcony in May's fight with Endara.
all of our gloop shittos got defined and they got names. Which is fantastic. I have one
there
particular.
to have some noodles. The next thing I know, she was getting thrown over a balcony.
Just minding your business.
Yeah.
And then this little lady is throwing you off a balcony so she can get the upper hand on her opponent who she wants to kill. And you're just like, I'm just here to do my business. Guys, leave me out of this. So, first question today. I would really like you to tell us who was you could do your number 1 or your top 2 favorite entries that you got in here that you were like, yes, I needed this. I needed to read about this. And take your time because there's so much in here. There's so much to read and digest and to love.
I'm really wishing when I had looked through it, I had actually gone and put Post-its or something on pages just to go back to, but I didn't. I'm just like, there was so much, it was so good. But Mother Anastasia's page was pretty cool. Yes. Mother Coral, I really liked the mothers.
Yes. What was
Chimeras, of course, the stranger Chimera there. It's,
of course.
So much information on it. And yeah, I even like May's here, like her 2-page thing, like her data file and all that, just giving us more insight on what she's carrying on her and background stuff. But honestly, I think the things I liked character-wise was just seeing all those the lesser characters with their names and information about them, and
all of our group shit
giving basically filling in the world sort of thing.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, that was something that kind of hit me a bit too when I was looking at all the different pages, that all the world building that came together to build everything up, that you see all those little details. And obviously Quymere and May and Osha's, that entire trio, all of the information, details on them, especially Quaimere's lightsaber and how he bled it. And that was something that I had a theory that he did, but being able to see on the pages, knowing that he was able to look at what Osha went through and could definitely empathize with her, knowing that he had to do that too. It definitely brought a level of completion, I guess you could say, knowing all that.
Yes. I love that. And I love all that you guys mentioned too. The witches, the bleeding of the lightsaber, because there really is so much to love. I was really happy to finally get some answers about Indara, because it has her whole timeline here, and it describes how she got her marks, because we were all wondering about those marks on her eyes. Like, what are the marks for? The circular marks. They're for martial arts. They're for martial arts. She mastered a form of martial arts called, it's somewhere here, well, Skoiden, called Skoiden. And when she mastered the first form, she got the first mark. And when she mastered the second form, she got the second mark. So all of our theories were wrong. Because I know for me, I was like, is it a tragedy? Is it like something horrible happened to her and she put the mark there after each tragedy? It was martial arts. so that was cool. And then my second up, if I can find his page real fast. Like, I also should have gotten some post-it notes, but I didn't even really think about that. Yes, my guy, my Gloop Shadow, my number one Gloop Shadow, Rot Mercer. We finally have a name for him. The robot who frees them all on the prison ship. And he has the crazy, like, robot face, and he's a cyborg. And I was obsessed with him after episode 1 came out last year. And I was like, this dude is my dude. He's my number one weird guy. And I was like, we have to find a name for him. Like, what's his name? His name is Rot Mercer. Yes, finally. I need to do something with that. I don't know what that's going to be, but something for sure. Alrighty. So, do you guys have any thoughts that you guys want to share that's outside of my structure?
Oh gosh, I don't know. There's just like so much in here that I liked. I was kind of like, I wanted more on the Senate stuff. You know, I mean, they make Raincourt, but I realized he was only in part of one episode, right? And I'm like, he's become like so huge now, like that it's just I wanted to see more of like that, and but, you know, we got a little bit there.
Yeah. Well, let's go section by section.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off like really with this awesome map.
Oh yeah, I was looking over that, like it's like 4 pages of it, because you got like the first 2 pages and the second to it. I'm like, that is so detailed,
very
lovely.
grateful.
Yeah.
Very grateful for that intergalactic map. Like, you actually get to see where all the locations are located and the distance far away.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at how far Kofar was from the unknown planet, for example. Like, that's a good 8-hour flight at least.
Like, he had her out, like, yeah, that was like, she was out for quite a while.
Yes. Yes.
One thing I really liked about the map, because like you said, it has so much in it, and it even notes that Brindok is far outside of their like all of like all this blue and red is kind of more of the known map, and then Brindok is
And then you have Brindok all the way out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
One thing that was really cool to me was because I also play the games, which I have some of those recordings on the YouTube channel too. So the Fallen Order game with like Cal Kestis. I haven't played Survivor yet because I haven't actually beaten Fallen Order yet, because when I last played it, like the furthest I got was just off of Ilum, and I think I fought like the giant freaking bat on Dathomir, and it was so hard. So hard. I was just complaining about that bat yesterday on Reddit, because they were talking about like what's the hardest boss you fought in a video game, and it was like this freaking giant bat. You have to use force pull on it to actually attack it, and I couldn't figure that out, so I just kept dying over and over and over. And then I finally figured out, force pull, and this still took like 30 minutes to kill the freaking bat. So I haven't beaten Fallen Order yet, but they do have a bunch of Fallen Order planets on here. Like, they have Zepho, and Bogano, which are the beginning planets, and and those are really close to each other, and those are really close to Kofar, too. So Kofar is here, and then Zepho is right up here, and Bogano's right there. So they're all like really close, and so that was really neat too, to have that interconnectivity of these planets. Any other thoughts about the planets or the map that you guys have?
I was actually a little surprised at how close the unknown planet is also to Mandalore.
Mm.
And as we all know, the planet Mandalore is a very huge and central, well-known, important planet
Yeah.
in Star Wars history.
Yeah, for sure.
Suppose it's not. I mean, if we want to go think of like, you know, theories on like the like how planets and stuff were formed, though, I mean, Cortosis and Beskar share a lot of the same kind of qualities, so I guess it wouldn't be too surprising, at least in like just how
I like that.
gravity brings planets together with like certain like materials, maybe. But
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Beskar can stop
some,
the
like-
lightsaber blade, and Cortosis can turn it off.
Yeah.
So that's
bring
really
in
neat.
some like, you know, like, hey, science.
Yeah.
I don't know how true it really is, but
Hey, I always love that, like, let's bring in imaginary science into our sci-fi because we're supposed to do that, right? It's supposed to be a little bit grounded, a little bit realistic. So I think that's fantastic. It should be, which, that just reminded me of the whole, like, fire and space debacle we had online with the...
hey, I still argue that if we're going to use Star Wars physics and have force fields around ships, that means there's probably a layer of oxygen between the force field and like the ship somewhere, and that's
mean,
where it comes from.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. It's not weird at
Nothing's
all.
releasing, you know, like it's flammable, and it's like just, you know, like that thin layer or whatever between the ship and the force field, because they're not
love
going to be
that.
exact. You can see in combat, you know, when like a beam or whatever hits a ship and it
Yeah.
stops just outside the ship when the shields stop it. So
Yeah, I love that.
there's some sort of like, you know, life support there holding the oxygen in.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
So when something breaks and it vents in between the two and possible fire.
Yeah. And the other thing that made them so angry, the mine catching on fire in the episode 7 and 3 in the flashback to what is the Brindok, in the flashback to Brindok. I was like, got all my playlists confused for a second.
Yeah.
I was gonna call it Kofar. I was like, it's not Kofar. But yeah, like if you watch the show, it has the electrical wiring that's all over the place, and that's the thing that caught on fire. It wasn't the stone directly, even though the stone does like catch on fire too. But who knows, like all the oils and stuff that are coated on the walls of the place is a whole mine, right? So who knows what's been coated up there over dozens or hundreds of years. Like it's not going to be super just like sterile. It's probably going to be super dirty and crusty. And then there's all this exposed wiring going through the entire thing. So the wiring is initially what catches on fire, and then it spreads through to the central power plant space, and then that explodes. So that's what was exploding and firing and everything. And then, yeah, made sense. It made sense.
There's probably like it's called, there's probably flammable stuff all over the place here.
Right. Moving on to the noodle shop. So that was cool. Like you mentioned, Kella Antro, we get the entry for her and how she was just minding her business, trying to do her little work, and then got caught up in that fight. So sucked for her, but she got saved, so that was good.
Yeah. I mean, still, you know, you're delivering your seasoning, you stop for a little bit, next thing you know, you're being thrown over a balcony and some Jedi is like catching you and is like, what?
This is not how the day was supposed to go.
No, how my day was supposed to go.
Yeah. Um,
Mr. Bottomless Kesmer Faluti there, who became my
Right.
inspiration for Arishtini in my fic for the Oshimir solstice.
that was so funny. This guy, this purple guy. It's
Of course,
blurry.
it's like the skinniest looking like bugger ever. He's the bottomless pit of food, though.
Right. And he gets people to pay for his meal, so he hasn't paid for a meal in like weeks.
I mean, that's pretty good. Like,
What a jerk. Oh, and this was cool too. These two guys that Bihun and Bosco, and they're partially plant life.
yeah, that was kind of cool. Like that they're relatives from the same stock, but not siblings, because they don't have an idea of family in that way. That's like that is a neat little tidbit.
Yeah. So cool. I love that. What other thoughts did you guys have about this section?
I love the very, very little thing that, like, I wouldn't have even noticed in the show. Junior has like a repurposed tankage seal as a fidget toy
Yeah.
for like a 3-year-old. I'm like, that is so cute.
It's super cute.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that too. It's like, oh, he has a fidget spinner. Nice. Good for him.
Or the fact that, Meow June there is like, he just, comes there like seasonally, and he's actually like a racer, and like, I just, I'm working out here and getting free food, and I'll go work for it. It's like that's a neat little tidbit. You would have guessed he was actually, a velo speeder rider and not like, just someone who works there on a normal basis. Like,
Yes.
yeah, Kabako, the owner who apparently believes that the original owner haunts the premises.
Yeah. And so he refuses to name the shop because he doesn't want to get the wrath of the ghost. Super cool. I'm
Just
gonna
the
move
little
on.
details were what just got me reading through it. I'm just,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm gonna move on from the noodle shop so we can get to the ship. We have our OSHA entry here and all the stuff.
Very
about
nice
her.
page.
So nice. So
Lots and lots of details.
Yeah, I love how it talks about she has a radiation monitor on her shoulder, which I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah. Right?
But it makes sense, if you're doing all this hazardous work and exposed to a ton of radiation, you want to make sure.
An illegal job, basically.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
and it has her timeline too, just to keep us straight on her other page. From age 8 to 18 is when she left the Jedi Order, and then 24 is when she's arrested for suspicion of murder. We have our Pip page. My blur is like so blurry. Don't blur that. I just wanted to blur my background, not everything. But yeah, Pip has so much going on with him. And it really made me think about the fact that there are multiple Pips, because her workmate Philip, he also has his own Pip droid that he wears too. It's so blurry, stop it. He wears it on his hip, his own Pip droid. But he doesn't talk to his Pip droid like OSHA talks to her Pip droid.
Yeah, OSHA seems to, like they say, that she's like personalized hers. So, in a common habit of addressing it directly by a familiar name. So it's like, unlike, yeah. It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, that's kind of OSHA there too, right? I mean, basically like creating she made her Pip her friend as well as her
I know.
like tool.
I know.
Yeah, she did.
Poor lonely Osha.
Yep.
And it was sad because it was talking about how all of her belongings got left behind on Brindok. And then she left the Jedi Order, and the Jedi don't really keep belongings. And so she doesn't really have belongings, like personal belongings.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad, you know? Like,
Yes.
our belongings
Very.
ground us and help us like have a sense of place and remember the past. And she just doesn't have that. She doesn't have friends. She doesn't have stuff. She's just all alone out there.
Yeah, even when she ends up with Camille there, it's like she's lost Pip now because May has him. She lost her own clothes because now
She
she's
lost
just
her
wearing May's clothes. She has like nothing of her own there now, except now she has Paul's lightsaber, which was still so not and is now hers, sort of thing, right? Like at the end, it's sort of she's starting over brand new, essentially.
Brand new.
Yes.
Totally starting over. All right, we have our soul page.
And like we were talking about in the Oceanware Discord, we found out that the food options that she had were just vending machine Nutri-Sticks, which were deducted from her paycheck.
Right. Like you can't even eat real food, and it's not even covered by your employer. Like they're so greedy.
Surprising to know.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, considering who she was working for, Trade Federation there, I'm like, they're probably like, okay, room and board is like, you're paying for it, they're not including that in your wages type thing. That's
so greedy and evil. I hate them. I hate them so much.
Commercialization, just pushed to its extreme there with the Trade Federation.
I love to hate them. They're fantastic characters and they're like really well made, but they're just so just want to punch them in the face.
The worst employer or landlord you could ever imagine.
Oh my god. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah. Any other thoughts about that, about Osha and Pip and
I get a lot of look into Saul's lightsaber.
Yes.
Which,
I still want my own because they're selling, the lightsabers, the damaged ones that turn from red to blue. And I just, every time I have like extra money, I'm like spending it on something else.
Canadian. So every time something shows up from the States, I'm like, I can't afford the tariff on that.
Yeah.
I need to find I need to find someone I can send things to in the US and then be like, okay, and then I'll just
I'll volunteer.
Cover your fee because it's got to be cheaper for you to send it to me gift wise and I'll pay for the shipping.
Right. I feel your pain. I'll volunteer to be your liaison.
It's that, or I have to go get myself a post office box just over on the other side of the border and keep driving the hour and a half down to get it. Every so often.
The dedication.
I don't live that close to the U.S. Just close enough that I can do a drive down, stay overnight for a long weekend or something. It's not a big deal, but
we need the lightsaber. This looks so freaking cool. I'm just so jealous, but happy for people. I'm happy for people that have it, but I'm so jealous.
That one, and I really wanted the one for what was where's her name escaping me now? I guess I really didn't want it that badly when her name's Mara Jade. I wanted Mara Jade's so badly, and I'm like, at some point they will figure this out.
That's Luke Skywalker's wife, right?
Yeah. I'm a huge EU fan. I mean, I grew up on the original trilogy, so basically I was in my early 20s when the prequels came out.
Nice.
So my Star Wars for a couple decades essentially was EU, the books, finding those in the library, stuff like that. So
that's legit.
I love seeing all of this stuff, I love seeing Dave Filoni, Leslie, Headland, other creators in Star Wars mining the EU for stuff.
So you recognize all the stuff that they're putting into the shows.
Oh yeah, The minute they showed cortosis, I was like, it's cortosis! And my husband's like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, cortosis! And he's like, what? And I'm like, come on, you played Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic with me. You know what cortosis is. And he was like, oh, right.
I love that. I love that for you.
I'm like,
What would you recommend as the best EU book to start with?
oh, you got to start with the Thrawn trilogy.
Thrawn trilogy.
Yeah, the Thrawn trilogy. Yeah, Empire. Like, yeah, it's they like. I mean, Filoni's already mining it for in the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and stuff.
Yeah.
And like when it was when Rebels was first coming out and then they announced Force Awakens and stuff. I was actually more excited about like Force Awakens was about the same time as I think it was like the second season of Rebels. I was more excited about the like about Rebels because like they showed Darth Vader and stuff and then there was like the introduction of Thrawn as it continued and I was more excited about that than I was about the sequels at the time. I enjoyed the sequels. I was there. I mean, I was there opening weekend for like all the sequels and stuff like that, but I was still kind of like, I really like what's going on over there. The animated. Is anyone else watching the animated series?
Right.
Like, yeah, Thrawn, Mara. I'm really like kind of watching and going, like they aren't doing like obviously the Luke thing, probably because George himself did not necessarily like the introduction of Mara. He's kind of stated that, but I kind of see echoes of her character a tiny bit in what's her name in Ahsoka, Shin Hati.
Oh, okay.
For all that she's blonde and stuff, the idea of like kind of bloodthirsty, was going after her targets, and I mean she's a Padawan in comparison with like Mara, but they really haven't brought in the idea of like a Hand of the Emperor type. But it's kind of close to what we got with that a little bit.
Interesting.
It's but yeah, they're definitely heading in the direction of like basically the Thrawn versus Republic conflict that shows up in those books.
I'm so excited for like.
I mean, as an imagining of what happened after the original trilogy, I thought it was like really well done.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the sequels aren't bad, but they're not what I envisioned coming after the original trilogy, and I feel like Mandalorian and Ahsoka really hit that sweet spot of.
Well, the sequels did it's been 20 years, what's happening type thing, and it's and in some ways it sort of plays in with even a little bit, like with the whole like EU in a little ways, but in that one it was more like an outside conflict that attacked in versus the Empire like popping back up. But there's always like the EU always has like there's like remnants of the Empire that they're still fighting for like years and years and years type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Like that's essentially like Thrawn. He's like the remnant of the Empire, basically bringing them all together, type thing. So I mean, yeah, that would be where I would say is you have to start with those ones.
Awesome.
The Jedi Academy stuff's pretty cool too, but I don't even bother with them until you've actually read the Thrawn stuff because it all kind of flows out. Like, so yeah.
I did start watching Ahsoka again recently while I was in that place on Friday waiting for so many hours. I was like, well, I'll just watch some Disney Plus on my phone. And the only thing I watch on Disney Plus these days is pretty much Star Wars. It used to be Marvel and Star Wars, but now it's just Star Wars because Marvel's been dropping the ball for me, unfortunately. But
I'm kind of looking forward to
Ironheart.
Ironheart.
Yeah,
that's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm able to kind of go back.
Everybody watch Ironheart.
Like when I love a universe, I'm diehard for it. So Marvel and Star Wars, like I'm there for them, sort of thing. Though I will admit, I was very slow on Andor watching it. I actually didn't finish it until after it was completed. But I'm also kind of going with the, the 3 hours a week thing, like was kind of like, okay, I'm going to catch up on this as I go. I watched an episode here or an episode there type thing more is how that worked out. I liked Andor, but and I'm a huge fan of like that genre of storytelling. I think it does a very good job of telling us what was going on,
Yeah.
right, like during that time period. But I'm also, yeah, I like my Darksiders and my Sith versus Jedi and
Yeah. Yes.
like years of EU in the games and like stuff like that. That's where I love things. So, but I do appreciate those more like the universe is more than that. As I said, the galaxy far far away has rooms for many different types of stories, many different peoples, and so forth. So, but I have also diverged us a little bit there from talking about this awesome book.
Our book. Okay, so we're gonna go to chapter 2, second target, starting with Olega and all the cool aliens that are on Olega. There are so many cool aliens in the Acolyte, and the first 2 episodes when I was watching, because I'm really big on weird looking things, you know, got your robots, your cyborgs, your aliens. That's like my, yes, I need that. And
Give me my mixed cantina.
yeah, I feel like the Acolyte, more than the other Star Wars shows that we have right now, like Mandalorian, Ahsoka, etc. Even though those shows are fantastic, they haven't really fed me like the diversity of aliens that I need. But the Acolyte does. The Acolyte's like, here's a whole ton of aliens for you, and cyborgs, and robots. So many aliens. So I'm fed. I'm so fed.
Leslie definitely leaned into that. You know, we are on like the outer edge of like the Republic. We have like so many different species and so forth here.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mandalorian should have had that. He's a freaking bounty hunter all over the like you know, on the rim. Like so.
They have some. They have some. It's just not. Yeah. It's not enough.
So you know, in a way, it could just be the the price tag of doing that much makeup and costuming and CGI.
Exactly.
Right? So.
Exactly. It's not as like the Acolyte, as the trolls like to tell us, is an incredibly expensive show.
And I will go with, you know what, I'll somewhat accept that as a reason for cancellation, sure. But then when I put it up against other shows where it's like, well, let's look at how much it costs to make Andor, etc. Like I'm sort of like, yeah, that's streaming nowadays. Look at the amount of money that like Marvel's putting into their shows. Like it's
and the Acolyte,
streaming is expensive.
The Acolyte last year came in second. It had 270 billion minutes viewed. The first place was, I forget, the teen show with all the
it was
mythology.
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson, thank you.
Percy Jackson, good show. I will say a good show, but I mean,
300
CGI and effects on that had to be nice expensive too.
So only a little bit more than the Acolyte, and
it premiered in like December, January, or whatever, and the Acolyte was June. So I was like,
Acolyte was June.
I was watching Percy Jackson over the holidays, like at Christmas time, right? So and people are still watching the Acolyte. So even though I hear the whole cost thing, I'm not really fully buying it. It's like this show, if you would properly invest in actually monetizing it and like like you got stuff coming out like monetizing it a year later. What's going on here?
Right.
I've got my Funkos, but I'm still like, go back and we look at like.
I'm still surprised, like some of the places that they dropped the ball.
The Pollen GX8, that could have been a really cool ship to do like for Lego.
Yes. If they had just sold me like spice creams, I would have bought that like every week. Like just give me the spice creams, Disney. I will buy them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they do have a gold mine with the Acolyte. I misspoke earlier when I said 300 billion. It was 3 billion. I was like, 300 is too many. 3 billion and 2.7 billion. So I want to get my numbers right because I know the trolls are going to be like, oh my God, wasn't that? It's like, all right, I forgot the number. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm way too used to hearing about stuff I love ending up being cost too much to keep around, and it's always something along the side, like fantasy
it's just
genre.
a
It's just,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Well, of
just
course it was. You guys didn't expect something fantasy that they had to like
the
do a
money
whole
is well
ton of effects and
spent.
stuff for. Of course, it's going to be expensive.
The money is well spent. You know, the trolls like to talk about, oh, the sets. The sets look amazing. Fuck you guys. Sorry, YouTube. Okay, I shouldn't say the F word.
And you know what? A lot of the sets for like the Republic were already created type thing. I mean,
Yeah,
like
you know,
that would have actually saved on money in a second season. Hell, if there was some way they could overlap with like what was showing up in for Senate chambers and stuff like that being used like with like say Ahsoka or the Mandalorian, where they were having like glimpses of stuff like that going on. I mean,
so
we know that they don't change architecture. This is a world where the architecture does not change or update that much.
let's talk about some of these guys in our chapter 2. I liked these, Asala Suro and Kosa Simo.
Yes,
These
them
are
Barons.
like, yeah, they're wives, so they're married to each other. It's more of that gay stuff that the trolls don't like, but we like gay stuff in our Star Wars and everywhere. And then we have Takira Tatara and Kiraya Tatara, and they're sisters and spiritual horticulturists. So that was pretty cool. I just like going into all the Olega stuff. We learned about the Olega Jedi Temple and how we have the Padawan, the guy, Odd Kader, who's like, well, that doesn't look like our regular guy. And Cord Taunus, who runs the Jedi Temple, the Olega Jedi Temple. It's so blurry. Stop blurring on my page.
Oh, let's see. Yeah,
Thank you. Yes, perfect.
I decided not to blur my background. It's just
Because
a
your
whole bunch
background
of like
looks awesome. My background
Lego
looks
and books
terrible.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Just yeah.
I love it.
So to be honest, I have to fix that bookshelf. I've taken a whole bunch of books off it because it started to lean badly. And I'm like, okay, well, I've taken it off from that side and I'm trying to like restructure it. And to be honest, I'm really glad it doesn't show the rest. This room it's such a mess. It's a huge, horrible mess. And I've got so much crap all over the place. Could even go, I don't have the I don't have the energy to try to start going through it because I know I'd spending like my whole like vacation or something doing it if I did a week off or something.
Legit.
It needs organizing badly, but I don't. Yeah, it's not happening.
For the Cord Taunus lightsaber, it talks about how it has a hilt ring on it, and it says the hilt ring is becoming increasingly common. So I guess there's like kind of a cool note about the shift in design.
Because you look at Odd Kedders, and he doesn't have a hilt ring on his like that, right? But if we look at if we consider like lightsabers later on, there's hilt rings show up an awful lot with like more modern era, I guess, like lightsabers too. So, but the hilt ring, I there's a difference in how they're carried with that because the hilt ring allows them to affix it to their belt versus I think Odds is like it looks like he has it in his pocket. My God, he has his lightsaber in his pocket. I'm guessing like his trigger for turning it on is not something that can be easily
I know.
wearing pants.
So what were your guys' standout about chapter 2 that really stood out to you?
Well,
I like the details about the noodle shop. As funny as that sounds.
well,
And learning about the different ships' names.
a fair amount of information here on Corbin
Yes.
and the Barash Bow. I liked that. Obviously, the Chimere page for like the Stranger page with everything he's got, which has got some like really cool stuff going on, like that he's carrying around.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chimera page is so dreamy. Love our Chimera.
Yeah, the escape from Olega with like the land speeder, and again we've got like, you know, people that we barely like have, like, you know, they're just in the crowd, but we have names and like faces and stuff added to them now, like
Yeah. Like Lunto Betha,
yeah.
this lady here. I didn't know it was a lady, but apparently it's a lady.
Yeah, I know, and with their rebreather mask on there, you know, looks threatening, but she's just a dyer because she has a rebreather mask on.
Yeah.
Like, she looks like she'd be like, she looks like a mercenary or something. No, she dyes stuff. Like, just, you know, local like person who's like, hey, you want, you know,
Yeah.
you want your, you know, to recolor that like white shawl or whatever. Like, okay.
Yeah. She sells Osha the shawl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The really pretty purple shawl that she meets Chimera in. And it's like, hello, hi, hi, hi.
Hi.
You're acting so strange. Are you okay, May? I just wanted to see you. Who says
Poor
that?
Nosely,
Come on. Osha, you're
Or
so bad
Nosely
at
getting
this.
his like you know, like speeder, like, you know, taken from him.
Yeah, I know.
An
Poor
aging
guy.
Abernado again, just like, you know, in the first like chapter there, we have someone who's just like, dude, he's just a courier. He's like, you know,
Minding his own
and he's
business.
aging, so it's like she pulled out an old guy.
Poor guy. His reflexes are slowing down, right? So he's like, I'm just minding my business, and now my car's been taken by this lady who just like murdered a Jedi over there. What is going on?
So we find out that after May's escape, that they actually locked down the city and placed like like teams of knights and like sentries at the entrances and stuff too. It's like, okay.
I love that. I love it. And then we have this other guy too, Anbert Dregel.
A scrap merchant.
Yeah. Known as
Long
Long
arms and
Arms.
old Gundark. I mean, they're calling the guy like an old Gundark. That kind of has you. The Gundarks are not nice people. So again, there's someone kind of interesting. Oh,
Poor
and their
guy.
species can see in the ultraviolet into the spectrum. Interesting. Or is it the glasses they've got on? I don't know. I know it says eyes can see. So that's Kojini. That's an interesting alien.
Poor guy. Imagine having super long arms and then people just go around calling you long arms. Like, come on, man.
Right.
It's not necessary. You could.
I'm like, I guess that's where
Anbert or Draggle.
That's probably where the old Gundark thing comes from too, because Gundarks have like really long arms too. But you know, they're also bad tempered. But
Interesting.
every computer game I played with a Gundark, they are bad tempered being creatures.
But yeah, it is really cool to learn about the machinery, like the ships and his land speeder, and we get the data file with the specs. It can go 80 miles per hour. It has no weapons. It's independently affiliated, which I don't know what that means, but I guess it's like
I think all it really means is that, you know, like it was being driven, like, you know, it's not
not
Republic
like
or anything. It's just, you know, like this is someone's speeder, whatever. I mean, the
Gotcha.
affiliation of the country of the company is just kind of like, well,
Gotcha.
they make speeders.
Gotcha.
There's another thing that could have been like a neat like little Lego thing with like, you know,
Yeah.
minifigs and like just a, like, you know, because you can get things like, you know, the
Disney, come on.
the Spider-Man car, stuff like that, right?
Right.
It's just a little.
Like, this stuff is right here. I would buy an Olega set to like build the town out, and because I love Olega, I think the most.
The Olega speeder chase, you know, like you got the speeder, you got little Maze and Oshas with blaster, and
Yes, put little cars. In
yeah,
the town.
a background with like, you know, like
And, like, little
the apothecary
aliens.
shop or something like that with a chimera sitting there, like watching
Yes.
a window or something, like
I need this.
just stuff like
now.
that all the time.
I need this. That's such a good idea. So yeah, poor Nosley. He didn't ask for any of that.
Things I think of because I am a Lego geek, and
Send it to Disney. Absolutely. Be like, hey, we need an Olega set with the land speeder chase because we want to build it. And that's a good idea. So I'm going to skip ahead to chapter 5 because they left the like the Bryndock stuff for like later in the book. But chronologically, we get the episode 3 right after this one. So
Yeah.
I want to talk about them first. I love the chapter 5 intro.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hidden history. The violence of the present is rooted in the tragedies of the past. 16 years ago, a Jedi mission to the mysterious world of Bryndock made an unexpected discovery, unearthing a verdant planet that was home to a hidden coven of Force witches. But most intriguing were the only children found among those witches, a pair of remarkable twins with amazing potential. So cool. The captions, the introductions and everything in this book are really also top-notch, top quality, good writing. And I just remembered that I skipped over at the very beginning the introduction by Amandla, too.
Oh, I loved her introduction. It was like so well written. She talked about her. I'm wondering how much of her own notes on like Osha and May made it in here now after her mentioning like that. I think I impressed him with the slideshows and documents I created. Like
Yeah. Yeah. So she wrote the foreword in July 2024. And she mentions all the people that were involved, the screenwriters, art directors, prop designers, costume designers, and more channeled their love into a faraway galaxy to tell a new story in this setting. They balanced reverence for what had come before with the courage to blaze new trails and turn new pages. Yeah, they did. It's so good. It's really well done. Best, possibly the best live action Star Wars show. Yeah. Am I going to make that claim? I think I'm going to make that claim. Yeah. I'm going to stand by that. For sure.
I agree.
Yes.
it's definitely the top of my list. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I find reasons to enjoy almost everything just because I'm getting more Star Wars. But at the same point, this one's at the top of my list. So
Absolutely. So we get Bryndock. We get information about it. It is in wild space. It's outside that map, wild space. It's 9,520 miles in diameter. I have no scale for that. I don't know. 9,000 miles. So smallish planet. Small for sure. Smallish planet. It has 2 moons, Ashlasi and Bogaro, and we see those moons doing the eclipse stuff. Population, no official settlement. And we have definitions for like the trees in the forest, like Lunawood trees. These are called Lunawood trees. I love trees. Big on trees. Of course, the Bunta tree.
Mm-hmm.
It says the Bunta tree is derived from Huttese for bountiful and is found on several worlds. And then a mention about the hyperspace disaster.
The thing that actually kickstarts the entire High Republic story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I fully was kind of like, okay, so it's an outer rim, but yeah, like the just part of me is like, yeah, routine inspection, it's unharmed and vibrant, but it was affected. I'm kind of wondering, if it was impacted, where did the pieces impact? But
Good question. Good question. Something to look into for sure.
yeah, whatever happened, they consider the Virgins has either been created or a byproduct of it too. So from what they said, so
Yeah. And there's something really cool about that in these pages, if I can find it. It has, here we go. Yes, this was really cool. So when we're watching the show, I know for me, I was like, when they were chanting around the big hole in the fort, I was like, what's the deal with the hole in the fort? Why are they chanting around it? What does it mean? And Soul was like, kind of like the virgins probably like around here, and eventually we were all like, okay, the virgins is probably here, but we get more information in the book about the big hole that they're chanting around during the ascension ceremony. It's called the Well of the Ascension. It says balance requires the ritual of ascension, where they become witches, to be countered by a corresponding descent. The need is met by the deep borehole drilled into the planet. That's why they're chanting around the hole. It's part of their ritual. It balances out the ascension by doing something super deep into the planet, which is fantastic.
Everything with the witches is about balance.
Yes.
I love it.
So good.
I love it.
So good. I love that. Holy crap. It's so good.
Like the mention that, like the witches like being on Brendock because the natural harmony of the world is soothing. Mm-hmm. Seeing an embodiment of natural polarities. Like they're very much like the witches are very much about balance. It's like not about the dark or the light, but being somewhere in the middle using both.
Yes.
Like, which completely makes sense with the type of powers we see them use too. So,
absolutely, you need that balance. So yeah, just fantastic. Defines the mining world. Talks about the mothers, like you were mentioning earlier, Mother Anastasia and Mother Coral.
I mean, I very much wonder if like the Virgins actually predates the ascension. The hyperspace disaster, but it was the hyperspace disaster that brought it to attention. Because if it's at the bottom of the well and people have been boring down to it for what seems like a very long time with the mining, I'm sorry, it seems a little older.
Yeah.
To me, but
yeah, totally agree with that. I love how we got a definition when Mother Anastasia is training the two girls in that big room, and she explains the thread, and then she reaches out for a fruit and floats the fruit over to her. We actually get a name for even the freaking fruit. It's the Kuifo blood fruit. A transplant to Brendock, like the coven itself, Kuifo blood fruit is often brought on long space journeys to keep the vitamin levels of the travelers at healthy levels.
it's basically the oranges of Star Wars.
Yes, we don't want our scurvy. No one wants scurvy. So Mother Coral is Zabrak, which we already know, but it's defined on her page. Anastasia is human. And then we get definitions for like a lot of the witches too, like the Elder Witch.
Elder NASA.
Yeah.
Interesting that they call like their kind of initiates ensign versus initiates.
Yeah, that was super interesting, right? It's like Star Trek reminded me of, or like the Navy. It's a military term, I think.
So yeah, and they're very much pointing out they're not Night Sisters. They're their own school of thought and study, but there's a relationship in how like, Death Mirrors,
And there were 54 witches there. An estimated 54 witches live in the Covenstead. So that's a...
Oh, right. They actually explain their name for being the bearers of ancient standards in specialized areas of the craft. So astrologers, like it makes they use sister, but yeah, it's ensign isn't necessarily an because ensign itself was co-opted into military, but it's more about how it's like specialized area of craft. It's interesting to read that. So. And then we have like the coven, like scouts who are also witches, which is like pretty cool.
Yeah. With
all their range finders, they're bows and arrows. Come on, people. Yeah. She has a rangefinder on her. One of them has like a rangefinder on hers. I'm like I love looking at the weapons and stuff like that they're using. Right? It's.
I just.
They're bows and arrows, but they're still kind of like a Star Warsy type, right? They're not just.
like cool sci-fi bows and arrows, which is preferred.
Like, I would have loved to have been on set and get an even closer look up at one of those like moon bows, because it looks like there's so much detail on the bows.
Mm-hmm. I just got the correct email from Sith Babe, so
Okay.
give me just a sec while I see if I can send that over to her as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, it looks
I'm
like
also like Scout Boomer, where corded braid grown for 9 winters, and she's been growing that braid for her hair that long for 9 years. I'm like,
I love it.
they put that in as like this little detail there.
And they note
Yes.
that she wears it like a shawl over her shoulder.
Yeah.
Super cool. All right, let's see. Edit.
I like the idea of OSHA growing her hair out more as she gets older now.
Mm.
Now that she's past the whole May thing and she knows May is with the Jedi and she has to start a new role, a new person, basically. And she changes her hairstyle to represent more of what her moms look like.
Well, it looks like a lot of the witches seem to use, like when they have hair, they use braids. So, Coral's got some braids there too. But yeah, the dreads on Mother NSA are just gorgeous. Locks,
They
I
really
guess.
are.
Yeah. The locks, yeah, not the dreads. I don't know. Yeah, I did like that difference between me and OSHA that they show us too, where me had the longer hair grown out until she cuts it to look like OSHA.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just sent that to her, I think. So let's see if that will work out for her. Alrighty. She said she also like mixed up the times, but I think yeah, the email address, she has some numbers in there and it was mixed up. so awesome. Something that was interesting in this section too was they do differentiate between May getting her ascension, there she is, and Osha not getting her ascension. Hey there.
Hey, sorry.
Hello.
Welcome. 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 Good to see your face.
Hello.
Oh,
Got to get the glasses on. Very important. Cannot see you guys.
for us blind girls, yes.
Yeah.
Are visually challenged. Sorry.
Yeah. So we're up to about like episode 3. We've been going like kind of episode to episode. We started off with the map. We went episode 1, 2, and now we're on 3. But since you just joined, I do want to ask you as well what your favorite, or you can do like top 2, your favorite entry was in the book.
Okay. Well, obviously, the whole page 29 like pip droid section.
The Pip Droid!
I can't get over him. I just think it's like so adorable to have like well, obviously like responsive, but like a mini computer that like is, I want to say like, and like it has like multi-use, but like it's just it's probably one of the cooler things I think like in Star Wars. It's like a R2D2 for your pocket. That's what I was like trying to say.
Yes.
Let's see, and who is this person?
Like speaking of commercialization, if they want to monetize things, give us a freaking Pip Droid. I will buy it immediately. I will buy a Pip Droid
The
right
perfect
now.
edition.
Yep.
I need some spice creams and a Pip Droid.
This 97 Elder Nasa. This is my queen here. I don't know what she's gone through, but she's seen some things, and
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I couldn't remember the page. 97.
Yeah, the elder
I'm so
witch.
interested in this whole section with the witches. I just think this is going to be such a interesting addition to the story. Yeah.
So needed. It's so needed. This book is like really just doing so much heavy lifting. As we said earlier, it's giving us all of our group shittos and giving us names and background stories for them, and it was badly needed. So
She said
appreciative.
diviner, which
world
is so
building,
cool.
everything just coming together. Yes.
It's just like
Absolutely.
it all the things that sparked your interest as like kids, you know what I mean? It's like now you get to see it in like a technical aspect, and it just makes it so much more cool. It's like you can really tell like every piece of the show had so much detail and so much thought. It's like I'm still
Agreed.
gagged on this Pip Droid. I'm just like, how many of us like wanted to like make computers like when we were a kid, like
Yeah.
Codename Kids Next Door, like that was exactly all of this, and it's just like
Definitely.
it's such a flashback. It's wonderful. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
That's something there too, because like I was talking about that too when I was a kid and like grew up on EU and the original trilogy and stuff, right? And
Yes,
it's like this was one where like, okay, so we got like, you know, the sequels and Rey, and there's a lot of like, you know, like yes, girl is now like, you know, heroine type stuff, but this one felt so much like a girl who grew up on Star Wars, who made a series that is like girl.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love that.
Yep.
Absolutely. Like that.
It's the best way to say it. Girl, woman, you know, like
Yeah.
there's so much like different ideas of women and power in this show, from like Vernestra as a Jedi, Osha and May, and like the Coven. It's so lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like that the way that we would imagine a Star Wars show with plenty of romance in it. Don't leave out the romance.
Like I had my like, you know, Leia with the like, you know, like blaster type thing going on, but I also wanted her to have the lightsaber like Luke did.
Yes. We have our witches.
Yeah.
We have our mechanics. Yep. Osha's a great mechanic. We have, like you said, Vernestra. She's the diplomat and doing her whole like balancing act with everything. We have the pure villain, May, who's like super evil, which is great. Yeah. But not like actually evil. She's
in the first episode, facing off against Indara, a female Jedi as well. Yeah, you know, like, I mean, woman all the way through. I don't know, maybe that's
what got the trolls. That's what they hated. They're like, we hate all this feminist stuff. It's like, we've been here the entire time, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
I spent how many decades inserting myself into your male world? You can't, like, you know, imagine the other way around for a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Right.
A little bit.
There's like so much Star Wars content. And so much of it features guys. Like, give it up a little bit. Give it up.
But it's just like you can see the intentionality behind it. And that's really what I think.
Especially
like,
with you use this book to go through each every little thing, right? Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, all of the things that they complained about with like, oh, this is not returning back to Star Wars. Oh, this breaks lore. Literally everything in this book is just like a complete explanation of all of the things that they really like. And it's just so funny because you think about it, like how hard these people had to try, like to find something they did not like about this show. And it was like this, they settled on, you know, that Conehead's birthday.
Right, Keanu Mundi.
Yeah, sorry, I get the Aldi Mundi backwards, or the key and the Aldi backwards. I don't know. My brain doesn't think that. My brain has decided to hate him forever. So I just disrespect him no matter what. Like
that's the right reaction.
Oh, I'm gonna disrespect him anyways because you know he goes right back to Phantom Menace and him sitting there and being all like. I'm like, sorry, dude.
Too much of a vortex for like. I cannot believe they put him in this series and he actually became a vortex for these trolls to hone in on.
Minor.
It's like
he's so uninteresting. They gave him like a corner. They gave him a corner room in this like little saga. I was like, that's exactly what you deserve. Honestly, like you're not, you matter to nobody in the grand scheme of the story. And that's like, you know, that's an important point too, because we never get to see, and that's again, I'm sorry I had to like plug Andor, but it's just like it's a beautiful like type of story that we don't get to see, especially like, and I know you guys talked about all these planets, but all these planets had somebody with a different heroicism,
Yeah.
a different type of, you know, underdog, you know, rags to riches, like, or you know, rebel to you know, resistance fighter. Like it's all of these things, and we get so focused on this one group and these few people that, you know, orbited in the same circle as this one moment in time, and it's like it's not that deep, especially when some of these people live centuries. Like it's absolutely not that deep. There's so many more, and then again, that's why I love this book, because it's like they really had everything with a background story. Like you just remember Amanda talking about like 50 to 60 pages, and you can see why, because these characters are like, they tried to give them their own story, their own their like their own character exploration. And even though you only get to see like glimpses of it, there's still that important factor that remains, is that the universe is bigger than the Skywalkers. The universe is unfortunately bigger than Rey.
My mantra this entire time of the galaxy far, far away has room for so many different stories.
It
Yeah.
does.
It really does. It
And
really,
thank
really
you,
does.
Pablo Hidalgo, for this book.
Yeah, thank you, Pablo.
Thank you, Pablo.
These little stock creatures that come like, you know, like little art almost called artichokes. What are the ones? Asparaguses? Like that's the coolest idea, like that you could have. Like,
Oh yeah,
this old
semi-plant like ones in.
They're not the same family, but they come from the same stock. Like just the idea of like that's just introducing like so much like scientific literature for like just
So
real
cool.
basic, like just like real basic like understanding of Star Wars. They're like, there's a lot of people with like genetic
I love how we're
markers
getting
that are
plant
similar.
guys. We had a plant guy in Mandalorian season 3 who was that pirate guy with all the plants coming from his head. So we're getting more plant guys now. Like this is a theme you guys should continue. I approve of this.
And back to the Ki Adi Mundi, where Pablo, he makes a newly elevated Jedi Master. I mean, he makes right there introduction. He is. That's how long it took me. We went from Master to Council. And on top of that, it helps point out something we talked about in Wayseeker. Those race aliens who live centuries, and how that can, like, you think about how that can stagnate an institution, having the same people in charge with the same viewpoint
Right.
over,
We made that point
like,
in
you
the
know,
book club.
they like, people don't necessarily change that radically, right?
Right.
No,
So
they
when you
get
have them
more entrenched. They get worse. That's
It's like
they
our
never go
Congress
back
right
to
now.
being like.
So he
peace and
moves
love.
from like here, he's like, in this, he's a newly elevated master, and we know, like, you know, about 100 years later he's on like the council in Phantom Menace. And we're looking at, like, you know, like, I mean, and Yoda, and even people like Vernestra who lived for like centuries.
Too many
right?
guys who like live centuries and really long times.
And when you're in charge and you're an important decision maker in that type of institution, that's the type of thing that holds you back from any sort of like introspection sometimes on what you're doing, when you're used to like doing things the way they've always been done.
Absolutely.
It has no bearing on reality at all.
Oh, no,
I don't know why you would even bring it up. Like that's totally not the life we live. Everybody we know is so open to change and so open to letting the young people come in and do something meaningful for the young people that will live around here. Exactly. Yeah. Who would ever in their right mind?
Politics and government. They're not like that at all.
Please just leave. Maxine
no reason,
Waters,
hold on to
please just
power.
leave.
Yeah.
We don't want you there anymore. You're too in DC. Eleanor Holmes Norton is about to turn 87 years old, and she's
My girl,
running
go
again.
to a beach. Live out the rest of your life in peace. I don't understand what that is. You could have You could be on Nantucket, right? That's where rich people go, right?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't want to be.
I think
wanna
you're
be
right.
these people.
Retire to Vermont, enjoy some like
Let the fresh blood
Exactly.
in.
I bet you there's a lobster like tour for these older people.
We
Take
have
that.
so many people who are
But yeah.
ready to do leadership, who have fresh new ideas for the city. But you,
Zoran for mayor. Even though I'm not in New York, Zoran for mayor.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's very much a like sci-fi, and good sci-fi and fantasy always comments on reality in a way that you can
Absolutely.
like, that to yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, David, because I think it's one of those things where it's so eye-opening, because Star Wars was like, if you guys remember, it was the culture war, like it was the launch point. It was where everything was decided, where it was like, okay, so what, like, replacement is here. Like all the things that you people were saying was, we were, being hysterical, everything like that. Well, now there's people of color on television. Now there's people of color in Star Wars. And they literally cracked. Like, I recall so heavy the way people acted when John Boyega's face was revealed in the trailer for Star Wars. It broke everything. And it's so funny that you mentioned now that, like, we're just stuck with these people in these institutions, and now we're seeing how they just entrench themselves and lock themselves into power, so much so that all generations after that just suffer and suffer and suffer, and it's their policies last hundreds of years, as if
George
they
has
last
been doing
hundreds of years.
George did himself since the beginning too. It's a long tradition of this. So yeah.
And it's such a reminder that, like, these people's their real issue has always been that they're not sophisticated enough to understand that their social and material conditions are not caused because you're seeing two hot people on television, a hot black girl and black woman and a hot Asian man. Yeah. Those are not your issues. Your issue is the people who are in charge, who have left themselves or wedged themselves so deep into power, have reverberated for decades into our lives, and we never get anything different, and we never get any changes. So what you're seeing, your house, your prices go up, your rent goes up, your everything around you, your social, your material conditions start to deteriorate. Not understanding enough.
It's a little bit off topic, but I totally agree with you.
Sorry.
Like after the pandemic, I was like, okay, we just had a massive pandemic that was global. The next thing that's going to happen is a recession, and then fascism, because people always freak out when they're like, well, I don't know, let's blame the Jews, let's blame the blacks, let's blame women. There aren't women in the kitchen.
It's so much easier to be like, oh my gosh, this woman from Guatemala is taking everything from me, instead of being like, no, everything you're watching, all of the media you've been consuming has been reminding you that there is a actual person or group.
Natural.
There are people who have power.
Star Wars for 50 years has been reflecting society, right? Yeah. And and what we're going through is, like, they showed it in the prequels, even now High Republic, the outer rim and the mid rims being exactly what we're talking about with the people, like, often like the Midwest and like wherever else, where they're going basically and saying, my mortgage is too high, my rent is too high, I can't pay groceries, etc.
My city is trash. Like, it used to be a booming, not metropolis, because it's, Kansas, but it used to be like, 25,000 people, 30,000 people, and now it's decimated because not Chinese people were taking your jobs. It's because these companies were allowed to use the laws in place to ship those jobs to other countries, and now they're blaming those people the only thing they've done is use that money to lift the people out of poverty, and you're mad because their country decided to do that, and your country just decided to bomb another country for no reason. I am so like, I haven't slept.
That's what we have.
65.
Cultural politics.
65. So I'm gonna move back to Kofar.
Imperialism.
I'm gonna move back to Kofar because Kofar is super interesting. We have this entry about the exploding seed pods on Kofar that burst out with the powder when you bang into them. They are a choking hazard. the book says. The most dangerous of the pods are the orange crowfax, whose wispy seeds can choke wildlife and then root within their carcasses. That's unpleasant.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The
Yeah.
seeds.
This.
You guys remember those scarab beetles from The Mummy? When he's like holding him and then it like sucks it. This is how like this is the
Oh, yeah.
picture I get every time. Like this page creeps me out. I hate
like-
bugs.
Finding out that the Republic has quarantined Kofar to safeguard the wilderness and to protect trespassers from the danger of the forest. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's too much.
quarantine.
It's too much. We need to keep that away from us.
Exactly. I
Won't
just
go- we can't let people go there. They will die.
Yeah, we don't want that Kofar business. Umber moths are among the most harmful predators in the forest, nocturnal flyers that draw in solar energy and hunt at night assisted by bioluminescence. Nasty umber moths. So nasty. But a good match for Khmer. So then we have Kelnaka. We have another page on May and Khmer, and then we have, we were still talking about Kiadi Mundi. We have all these other Jedi back on the temple that are detailed here. Kiadi
I'm
Mundi
like-
is there. And
Kalnaka's timeline is really interesting too. Like assisting in the Starlight Beacon
Yeah,
recovery
he's really
missions
old.
and like yeah.
Yeah, it is, right? I just saw that 248. I was like, bro.
yeah, he's
His
not
lightsaber
old.
is cool looking too.
He was 248 years old when Khmer killed him. And he was 149 years old when he assisted in the Starlight Beacon recovery mission. So he's been through a lot. He's seen some stuff. Wookiees have a really long lifespan.
230 and he's jumping around like that. Like those
Right?
are some solid knees,
Right?
solid knee joint work there.
Just amazing.
Like 230, and then he basically is like, oh, they say he's assigned to Kofar by the Jedi Council, but I'm like, dude went like hiding off in Kofar. He's been out of contact for like a good year by the time like
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, poor Kilnaka, and he's having the visions that we saw in the show, and so he's obsessed with the swirling pattern that has clouded his mind for years since the mission to Brundock.
Do you guys remember when on the internet there was that day where everybody was like 100 guys versus one gorilla? We used to do like 100 guys versus one Wookiee.
Yeah.
Because nobody talks about like the psychological damage that's done to like the majority of men when they see like their comrades' arms ripped off by a Wookiee. You know what I mean? Like you think you're taking them out, right? You think you got them, and then all of a sudden like your arm is ripped from the socket, and it's like, what?
He's so much stronger than you.
Are we still fighting? we can't talk about peace. Like
The first 30 guys have to go down, and the other 70 guys have to keep going. Like, just keep banging at him, guys. We'll get him. We'll get him.
yeah, I'll be like, let the first 50 go, and then we'll see where we're at. Yeah.
Right. It's a bad situation. We're in a tight spot.
really, you think you're gonna be okay after having someone's limbs flung at you?
That would be very unsettling. Exactly as you said. Just like PTSD flashbacks, and then tore his arms off.
What's the morale like after that? You know what I mean?
It's not gonna be great.
It's not great. It's not great, sis. It's hilarious.
Let's see here.
Do we talk about the ship?
Oh,
Exile
Exile
Suit.
Suit.
Oh no!
I was like,
Another thing
who's
that-
Exile One? Are you? Is it you, Kyvier? Are you the Exile One? Like, are you in your ship?
Right.
I'm kind of like,
What's the
and yet
deal?
again, another marketing thing like Lost. That could be a Lego ship of like this out there.
We need the ships.
Right. I would have loved to see something like that in stores.
Right?
Come on.
Give us the Legos, Disney. What are you doing? We want the ships. We want Omega.
I would even probably buy a Lego set if they did it. Like,
Me
that's
too.
how deep I am. You know, I don't even Lego as an adult, but like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm for it.
I mean,
would.
they're like, it's a sleek design, but this one's been battered and patched beyond recognition. You're like, yeah, I mean, it hasn't been in service for decades.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, it's a little rusty looking, isn't it? But obviously gets the job done.
At the end of the day, that's all we're asking for. You know, did you die? You know, that kind of energy.
Something tells me OSHA's gonna get into that thing and make some modifications.
That would be
She's
nice.
probably so disgusted with like the way he's handled it. She's like carbon scoring. She's all scrubbing the side, like all with like intensity.
Yes.
So the
I get it.
Exile 2 is a sleek Santh Corporation design. The forked Proa class was an exotic luxury craft produced over a century ago. It's battered and patched beyond easy recognition. It has not been in service for decades, adding to its mystique and ability to defy identification. Interesting.
She's an old girl.
Old girl.
She's an old rust bucket.
And Chimera is apparently cagey as to its origins. I'm like, oh, no, there's some backstory. I would like, we gotta get something like that too.
And there are
Chimera.
3 seasons in a movie. And our 3 seasons
This isn't in a movie.
Timer looks like he would drive a 65 Cadillac. This is what that vibe gives me.
Yeah, no, that's legit, actually.
Rusted bumper and
You know what I'm saying?
I'm working on it.
Oh my god, who's gonna write that fic now?
Yeah.
Chimera's the greaser who's like, I'm working on the ship, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's canon. Like at this point.
That's so good. I love that we got, let me see if I can, yes, the Kofar traders, these 2 guys
Yes.
that they meet on Kofar.
These 2 kings.
Yeah, there's 2 kings. I love them. I love my Gloop Shittos. I love weird aliens, and they're super weird, and very few people speak their languages. They speak an obscure variant of Huawei that Jedi translator comps find hard to analyze. So that's why Jackie has to, like, translate back and forth with her little machine, trying to talk to them. They're just really cool. I would like to hang out with them and, like, drink a couple of beers in some weird Kofar bar and, like, translate back and forth. Like, tell me the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you. And
I mean, they always go to like these amazing, like, oh, I mean, if you're a real scavenger, like you're going to like historical sites, you're going to like these areas that like had some type of significance to the, you know, indigenous groups around there. Like it's just, or the, if you're whatever you're harvesting and such, it's like they come packed with stories. Like they've seen some things.
I want to
you know
hear
what
all the stories. I want to hear them all.
Yeah. Like, how'd you almost die? Like, you know, what was that about? Like, you know what I mean?
Another interesting thing I've noticed pattern through the people, like the side characters and whatever else. There's a lot of siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
I like
like,
that.
I don't know if that's meant to, like, mirror, like, me and OSHA, too, that siblings out there doing things together or what, but it's interesting how they keep, like, you know, it's a pattern almost.
I like that. It feels lived in. It feels like, you know, the world is full of, especially this kind of world, the Star Wars world, where people are off doing these crazy things in the galaxy. If you were on your own on some planet, you would keep your family close by, probably before, like, new people that you would meet. You'd be like, okay, me and my brother, me and my sister, we have our trade, we have our business, and that's the person you trust. So that seems very, like, realistic to me.
People sticking together no matter what, you know, like in their businesses or working together. Yeah.
I have his back. I know I can trust him because he's been there the entire time. Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially like in a universe where you're like, you know, obviously you have to make your own way, but like it's still really primitive, like just in terms of like, you know, societies and, you know, just in the way, exactly, dangerous. It's really kind of like the Wild West in a way of like, you know, you're forging your own path. So it makes sense that you have someone there. And just in the way that like humans behave, like it makes sense that you would have somebody that's, you know, shares like a cultural, not marker, but like a cultural connection with you, something like from your planet, from your languages, especially like language is such a cultural tie that people don't really think about, like especially in this, you know, story, because there's so many people that speak so many different languages. When you find somebody that speaks that niche little language that you speak, of course you stick together. Of course you guys form a band and you know, look for the best way to protect each other, because in a way you need somebody else to guard your back, to watch your back while you're, you know, rummaging around these uncharted planets.
Yes.
That's crazy. I don't know. I'm so paranoid about like germs, but this idea that this like little bean pod just like lodges in your like lungs and it's just there, like, oh,
And it grows.
like,
Yeah.
like I was just thinking about like the asbestos that are like probably gonna come out because of everything that sucks right now, and it's just like yeah, more stuff to just more mesothelioma. Why not? It's fine. We don't have enough worries in the world. We also need a small bean pod to like sprout in our lung cavity, because why not?
You know, go and inhale that seed there. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I thought that too when May did fall. I'm sorry, I know we're going back. I will make this quick. But when May did fall, I was expecting like the plume of whatever to like knock you out or something like that. But just like the idea that's like, no, it's just gonna live there in your body while you continue to live your life makes me like cringe. Like
That's so cringy.
Want to crawl in on myself and never go outside.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
I feel you. I feel you. Okay. We have our Basil entry.
Yes.
Basil. Oh, that's Basil.
Opinion after my own heart.
Yes. And I was surprised to learn he's only 19 years old.
Really?
So young. He's a little.
Yeah. I don't know how that translates. Could be like dog years. You know, he could be older than.
It could be, yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 19. 19 years old.
I mean, most of us would think of that as pretty young, but at the same point, who knows? Maybe like he does kind of come across
years,
as young.
It might be like the end of his life and everything like that.
I would say he does come across as young, though. Like,
I think
you know,
so.
they say he's eccentric for his species, but
I think so, for sure.
but he's hard to prioritize tasks and to focus on certain ones.
He has
I'm like,
ADHD.
dude, you got the ADHD like teenager here doing the job.
That's why he keeps wandering off from Bill, right? He's just like, oh, what's that? Squirrel? Squirrel. So yeah, that's pretty great. And
described as gregarious and jovial. So cute.
He's a pretty like, you know, friendly guy, you know, like he like
Until he attacks you, it's fine. Yeah, it's great.
and we have our task force Jedi, our red shirts.
I'm like, oh, we got names for all these people now.
Right.
I mean, we kind of had Ithia Pen because everyone was just like, oh, who's the Kaldoran?
Right. We wanted to know, like, we have to. That's not Plo Koon, right? That's not Plo Koon. No. It's Ithia Pen.
He's another thing.
I'm like, oddly, they cannot get a clear vision of Pan's future, a fact that troubles the Sage Elders. Well, I'm guessing the dark side was kind of covering up what was going to happen to Pan there.
Sad, very
Pan.
sad. Yeah.
They have been ready to fall for so long. That's crazy. He's just like, everything was slipping at that point. It was just like everything was going out the window from.
Right. I know. I mean, for so long.
They have a combat instructor who ended up like falling to him too. Like, I mean, Chimera like went through the people here.
He really did. It's like crazy.
Oh man, this Welig Yuns was the guy who was when Osha woke up. When she like,
oh yeah,
she saw his face. That's him.
Yeah, yeah. So sad.
Yeah. You gave it a good 5 minutes, bro.
Right.
At the end, you know? What can you do at the end? You know?
And,
Yordle lasted for 15, so let's.
Misha Shahruk's actress posted about her entry on Twitter because she was super excited about that, and I think she posted in Japanese if I remember correctly.
Oh, neat.
That's awesome.
So that was cool. She was really excited to get a backstory.
I love her fact file. Bounty hunters have taken to avoiding quarries they hear Sharuk is interested in, and she invariably catches them first.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Oh, she uses psychometric post-cognition skills. That's awesome.
Like Cal
So she's
Kestis.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Just fantastic. All right, so let's move ahead to episode 5. The episode where we get finally Chimere's
The stranger.
yes coming out, and he kills everybody. Does this whole lightsaber thing. So they talk about how his lightsaber has a deceptive twist, becomes 2 lightsabers. They do call the shorter lightsaber a shoto, like in Japanese, like the samurai, the shoto is the smaller one. Talks about his Cartosis armor that we have over here. It says the eye slit is strictly cosmetic because the helmet, you can't see out of it. And someone on Reddit was talking about the they said, well, how does it work exactly? And like, so we can't see anything, so it's just using the Force. And I was like, well, it's basically like Kanan at the end of Rebels. Spoiler alert, but Kanan at the end of Rebels can't see anymore, and he ends up having to learn how to use the Force. And
when Obi-Wan is training Luke and puts the helmet on him with the
helmet. Yeah. So if you do focus in on the Force, you can use it to navigate and be even more effective than you are without senses, which is Chimere's whole argument, that he uses the helmet because it makes him more effective, like sensing everything and fighting things and sensing things before they happen. So that's pretty great. The Stranger. Kofar's sun dips below the horizon, plunging the already shadowy forest into a deeper darkness. Master Soul's Jedi task force surrounds the entrance to Kelnaka shelter, where May cowers next to the dead Wookiee's body. Her blood runs cold with the realization her master is here and is aware of her failures and disloyalty, and everyone gathered at the standoff must fall to his blade. This episode broke the internet. Just fantastic.
It really did.
What a time to be alive.
Yes. We were all losing it so much. I can't believe they killed them all. They killed Jackie, and they killed Yord, and they brutally killed Yord. Like,
Honestly, the best lightsaber choreography I've seen since the prequels.
absolutely, absolutely, 100%. It was so good. It was so good. It's like they delivered on their promise because they said they were gonna try to top those prequel fights, and we were like, I don't know, that's a big claim. I don't know if you could actually pull that off.
I remember after the episode too, where Daphne and Leslie and all them were like, "Yeah, no, we joined this knowing that we were gonna die," because that was the big shock. It wasn't like who, like everyone probably had a good idea of who it was under the helmet.
Right.
The shock was not going to be that.
I still thought it was Coral.
I thought it was Coral too.
Convinced it was Coral. I was like, yes, my mommy has come up.
Yeah, so did
I had no. It's obvious. It's so obvious that it's him. Like you get it. Like when he's like,
but by the
he'll
end
kill
of
you.
by the end of episode 4 is pretty clear. Like,
yeah. I was leaning in like episode 3 because I knew he was in it, and I'm a huge Good Place fan too. I loved that show. So I was like, oh, that's who he is, and I could see like the little bit of like underneath like the trickster thing, that the bit of menace that was going on, and then as they show him going with the Kofar with her and everything too, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm seeing the trajectory here, but I want to see how it happens. Like,
Speaking of which, I like in one of the interviews that Manny Jacinto says that the lightsaber that Quimir the Stranger has was actually inspired by Filipino arnistics.
right.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely amazing to know that, because you can kind of see the symbolism in the design, but to hear that was actually the idea behind it was amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they really lead to like his own culture with that, which was awesome.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Absolutely. I love
They
how they.
so wish this was like another. They just wish so hard this was another like IP. They would have
Yeah.
like given anything for this to be like anything other than the Acolyte. This would have like totally like broke records.
If
like
it starred a white guy, it would have.
White boy twins, you know,
Come on,
like
yeah,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, they would have been like, it would be their new show. They would be obsessed with it. The
I'm like,
only
We
only
would
reason
still be
they're
hearing
not.
about it.
Even as a
right
white
now.
person, I know that like if it had been two white girls, they still would have not, you know, like. But it's
Mary
worse.
Kate. It could have been
It's
Mary
worse
Kate
as
and
person
Ashley
of color
Olsen
for that grouping, right?
Right,
Like,
that's their kryptonite.
Yeah.
She's a female and she's a person of color. Oh my god.
Stop the presses.
I mean, we know they couldn't, like, you know, Ray was like a lightning rod there too. So I
Right.
mean,
They
it
still
wouldn't matter.
complain about
Well,
that.
a girl as a girl, you know.
The Mary Sue. They
Mary
just made
Sue, right. Oh, she's
Yeah.
Mary Sue. And it's like, you guys don't remember young Anakin
yes.
at all? Come on.
Yes.
But
we
yeah, no, I love the fact that they obviously allowed so much from their actors into like the creation of things too, like down to like Manny's like cultural background, going into like his fight style, the sabers and stuff. I mean, I'm basically going with, there's got to be a ton of that May Osha stuff is out of like what she created for her like background and so forth. So it's lovely that they like there was so much like collaboration like that.
I know the hairstyle that May and Osha had was inspired by an Ethiopian tribe, which was
Yes.
absolutely wonderful. I forget the name of it now. I looked it up so many times. But it's the wax covered locks, and it's so cool to see that the little cultural details included in
that
those
so much.
characters.
I loved it. It was just like, oh my god, they put that hairstyle in this show. It's so beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Just amazing. I do love how we got a casualty list in the book.
The casualties.
We got a list. The check. That person died, and this person died, and this person died. Kalnaka's
was
at the
absolutely a
very
casualty
end.
list.
Basically, Quaimir's collateral damage.
Yes.
I like how the inexperienced Jackie Lawton has the benefit of no expectations clouding her readiness, though. She did.
Right.
I honestly think her mistake was like going after the helmet repeatedly like that. She should have been like, because she wanted to, because they say, you know, her
Right.
repeated blows on the helmet, cracking apart the Cortez showed to reveal a surprising face beneath. I'm like,
Right. I saw
oh,
someone.
maybe she'd have been like going for like center mass there.
I saw someone complain, one of the trolls, they were complaining about how Jackie held her own against him for so long. And it's like, okay, well, first of all, she's clearly like a prodigy in that, like, she studied that the same as Ahsoka did. Like, she's just better at doing lightsaber stuff than these other guys. But then the other thing I was thinking today, too, was, especially because they throw in that inexperienced line, she's unexperienced. Part of it was probably beginner's luck. Like if you've ever played like a fighting game and it's your first time playing and then you like happen to beat everybody and it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm a beginner. I just want to.
And sure, it's her first time in the field,
Right.
but you know, like I do like how they point out benefit of no expectations. So all these other
Exactly.
Jedi are very set in their ways. They expect certain
Exactly.
things, and then she's just like, "This is my first mission. I got to deal with what I got in front of me."
So she's just playing it like the simulations. She's not playing it like, you know, she's just like, she's still in her analytical, strategic from the Jedi Temple mindset and not of having ever fought anybody before.
But if you think about it, her position when they're practicing is pretty evident that she's like a star pupil.
Oh yeah,
She's in the front, like she's in the front, and you're watching him correcting people that are behind her. So like if you're ever in like a dance class or anything like that, you know that the people who are top front are the people that you need to be paying attention to because they are the elite of the class. And it's
Absolutely.
just
they're in the front to help show everyone behind them too. You know, like it's because the teacher can only deal with so many people too, sort of, right? So
yeah, but like if you think about it, Kymir's probably just been practicing with May for the last 2 to 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. So he is really only used to, and I'm not saying one like fighting style, but he's really only used to like one-on-one combat. And Jackie is completely like coming out with like moves and, you know, like spins and turns. And like you can kind of tell, like, just from the way that May fights, she's a very like direct fighter, whereas Jackie is more of like a fluid fighter. So her body is like her body is the weapon, but May relies like really heavily on her gear as like her weapons and such. So it's like it's a clear case of like, when you're fighting somebody you don't know, they're gonna get a couple licks in. Like that's the end of the day. You're gonna get, you know, you're gonna have a swollen lip. Like somebody's going to like challenge you. But it's the fact that she lasted so long. It's like, that's where, like, again, like, do women just not do anything? Like, can they just not like perform for any length of time? Like we already know like women are like smaller, more agile, more swift, but that has nothing to do with fighting. Like, of course he should just be able to swing his lightsaber and she's too slow to catch it. Like just the level of argumentation that we have to deal with is so like juvenile, and like it's no reflection of life,
grasping
like at
for
all.
straws most of the time. They're just trying to find things to be argumentative about. I think that they know this stuff doesn't have any basis. And they would never, like, if they were on the opposite side, they would never accept that argument. They're just looking for things to, like, stir the pot and say, like, oh, well, this is bad because of this crap reason. They know it's crap. They know it's not real.
Yeah, but like Michelle Yeoh in freaking excuse me, I don't like saying freaking, I just want to cuss on the thing, but like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like he's whooping everybody's ass. Like she's not like a first level, like, oh, you know, Chow, you're you know, we haven't known each other. She's taking on everyone. Like we need to really stop this like narrative that these people keep trying to push, that like women are just like directional or decorative pieces like in a scene. Like, no, these women do work, and it's clear that they are like experts in their field. And Indara, like these people are top level, are at top level to their age group or to their skill set. So like at the end of the day, we need to start respecting that.
Jackie came across very much like, you know, if you're watching the Clone Wars and you watch Ahsoka as a young Jedi, that is exactly what she was. You know, you got the prodigy lightsaber fighter, right? Like using her whole body,
and like Maul and the Mandalorians, and
there's a very much difference between that and the type of fighting that you see, say, Anakin and so forth doing, where they're very much more following almost like broadsword knightly kind of fencing style, right?
Yeah. It's very structured. It's very like everybody's upright. Your arms extend to this length and things like that. This is like, and I love this part. I cannot get over it. This is like the first time I ever, like, in my mind was like, oh, you can punch somebody? Like, you just punch somebody in the face? Like, that's...
Oh, use the force to, like, oh, wow. Like, it's very much a style of fighting that is, like, not...
It's aggressive. It's directly to you. Like, she is coming for your neck. Like, that's the feeling you get when she's... And you're right. She spent too much time on the face. But, like, she was, you know, like, that's a lot of how fighters get, too, is, like, they get really, you know, after you get, like, a row of hits in, you start to catch, like, that adrenaline wave. And so you get, you know, you start to believe in your abilities even more. And that makes you sloppy. Like, that happens all the time. Like, we've seen that in, like, so many different iterations. It doesn't even make sense.
Every time you see that person, like, with the, like, oh, and there's the sword to the chest. Yep. You can watch right up to that point, right? They're doing really great, but, you know, they started, like, missing, you know, like, the things to block versus, like, the offensive.
Yeah. Like, Qui-Gon got stuck in the chest because he wasn't paying attention. Like, this is what happens when you've reached, like, you know, a certain level too, when you're a master and stuff like that. You just sort of get complacent and you know, automatically assume that everybody is like first generation, first level, and you just really never know. And like, that's what caught him off guard. He wasn't expecting Maul to throw his like hands up, pop him in the face, and then stab him in the stomach. And it's like, it's a fight to the death. What did you expect? You know what I mean? And it's just, it's there's so much. Yeah, like we need to like start like wrapping ourselves, like we need to stop thinking about like humans in real life acting differently than people in Star Wars, because
No.
it's really not any different. We
Not
would
really
act in the same way. Would
But
we
it's a fight to
have
the death. It's about, like the dirty tactics.
how many of us would take over if we had the power? I would. So it's like, yeah, it's that if I was Palpatine, like you guys have no idea. And you know, you know what I'm saying? So like,
All those alt universe fics where like like Anakin finds out about Leia. I'm sorry,
yeah,
you
like
can be very easily drawn to the dark side if like with the right, like I mean that chick or
yeah. It's just we're all this close from losing it.
Yeah.
We need to stop playing around. We're one bad day.
One bad day. Honestly, though, that's something this show showed. That's something this series showed.
One bad day. Oh wait.
The thing is, though, that's something this series showed and this book shows. Like one bad day, right? And that's Osha.
Right.
That's Soul. That's Soul.
It's Soul. It's Osha.
Yeah.
It's like
That's Torben. That's literally everybody. It's just you really thought that's what really happened. You really thought. And
There are some times if you've gone through enough bad things that it can push you to do the stuff that you never thought that you would do. It's like, oh, I'm killing my master by force choking him to death. This was unexpected.
I didn't expect this on my calendar today. That's what I like so hard.
every person, like this show is very good about showing people are fallible and they will make decisions, like emotionally, no matter how well they're sort of trained to not do it. But, like the emotional is going to be there as part of decisions on like the bad day, and it's just going to go wrong, essentially, from what they thought.
So the last pages that I'll focus on for today are actually just from episode 6, The Unknown Planet. Our favorite episode. Our favorite episode, YouTube, Star Wars.
I'm telling my brain has been rewired, like because of this episode. Like I don't even see things normally anymore. I'm like, where's the yearning? Where's the love?
And
really like
lovers.
Why aren't you a Jedi? Why aren't you a Jedi, Osha?
Like this was definitely a new side of Star Wars that I appreciate and I would like to see more of. And let's just keep that going. So,
yeah, right. Let's just roll with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need more.
These people are human. They do human or like okay, Star Wars. These people are all sentience. They do sentience things, but it's
right. We like to have that passion in Star Wars. 100%. It's quite good.
Guys, do we think the Skura is foreshadowing? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I did.
Is the Skura foreshadowing? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little family of Skura with their little kids.
I just wanted to make it clear because I'm focusing really hard on that, and I didn't want to be the only one.
100%. No, I'm right there with you. 100%. Even when the episode aired, my first analysis was like, "It's foreshadowing." They're gonna be a little Sith family.
I don't need it now. Like we can wait for them to have some adventures, but just as long as we know that's
whether they have a
up.
child or whether they have like,
they need their
basically like
they adopt the baby,
or whether we're talking like a lineage like or something along those lines. It's
And I also want to again mention that Manny Jacinto, once again, he said in one of the conventions that he went to that the soup that Quaimir gave to Osha was in fact a Filipino dish called sinigang.
Yeah.
So
yes,
just wanted to say that.
Yes,
I can't get over the fact that he had like dinner and like a washcloth waiting for her. It's just like I am so seen right now. I feel so seen.
You have to feed us.
Yeah.
You have to feed us before you like your seduction will not be successful if we're not full.
And I'm dirty. Like nobody wants to be dirty. Like there's a pool right here. Like utilize.
It's like every romanticy ever, like food and then Doing an introduction.
That's how you know Leslie like loves women, because at the end of the day, like, what do we really need? You know what I mean?
She
A
got
clean, a clean room and some lunch. Like that's where I'm at. Like,
low needs. Pretty low needs.
but men act like we're the problem. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's fine, girl.
Apparently there were apparently there's another intelligent reptilian like species that lives on the islands.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, okay, this isn't, like, it's interesting.
Yeah,
So-
so cool.
Someone else lives on the island who doesn't come forward until the end.
Yes.
Mr. Creepy there in the cave.
Oh my god, my favorite thing, going back to look up videos for like the Acolyte page and everything like that, is seeing all the reaction videos to this scene,
Yeah.
this moment, and everybody just being like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Like, it's so delicious. Like,
Right.
I gag. I don't even watch him come out anymore. I just watch like the people's faces, and then like one guy was like, "No, stop it, no." Stop it there. Like, I felt that same way, bro. I had to pause it because I was literally like, I was lit. I was like, wait a minute. Hold
Yeah.
up.
Say again? Say what? Excuse me?
The greatest villain. Like, this is what we're talking about. We thought Palpatine was terrible. This is his dad. Like, this is Palpatine A. Like,
Right.
the
We need-
beginning. Like,
we need
when I tell
Plagueis.
you
He's the one who
this,
gave Palpatine ideas.
Need
he
Plagueis.
was a body snatcher. Like, we're not
Yes.
talking about this in a rational way. He's kidnapping people
Yes.
and experimenting on them. This is the epitome of evil. And he just creeps along the side of the cave of my lovers. Like, I can't.
So
Mm-hmm.
good.
Oh, so good.
good.
Exactly. So good. Man, his introduction was crazy too. You know what I mean? Like, you're not expecting to get like a wide shot of them going back and then some movement creeping in the like as somebody who does not like horror, like that was wild.
Yeah,
Like
it was-
that was like way
There was
too much
creep factor
like
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
the hills have eyes like kind of thing. And I was like, hang on.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
a place around here somewhere. Yeah.
Like, I don't like that
super
it's dark. I had to like turn on the lights and to like look around in my room. Like, hang on.
scary. Yeah. It's so creepy.
Man,
So
such a good villain. Oh my god. Oh,
for our closing thoughts, what else do you guys want to say about the book? I'm not going to go into the last chapters unless you bring it up, because everybody who's watching, you guys just have to buy the book so you can see the last chapters for yourself. But yeah, what are your closing thoughts about the book and like everything that was in it?
The violence of the present is rooted in tragedies of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you ate with this, Mr. Hidalgo. Let me tell you, sir. Just,
2 thumbs way up.
Yeah. So well done. Like, honestly, like I said, the book itself is like, it's high quality materials. Pablo did an amazing job on it. As someone who has a social sciences degree, I'm like, this is like, I can see like the care put into it as like an archivist historian kind of like type person. It's so nice. And like just the little tidbits of information, like I said, you know, background details on people who are in a scene for like maybe a minute. Like, it's so cool. Thank you, Pablo, again.
Thank you, Pablo.
Exactly.
Thank you, Pablo.
And everyone
Amazing.
else who contributed to this, because I know that, it's written by him, but there's
Yes.
tons of people who contributed to it too.
Have to be.
Yeah, his acknowledgments at the end there. Yeah, like,
Very
It's so well
beautifully
thought out.
done. So many gorgeous details.
yes.
Details that add more to the story and the characters,
Yes.
and just brings it all together.
Mhm.
So, like, at the very end here, his acknowledgement: I'm grateful to Leslie Headland and Rain Roberts for their generous access throughout the development, production, and post-production of this wonderful series. Getting direct interaction with department heads like Kevin Jenkins, Jennifer Bryan, Neil Scanlon, and Katie Newitt ensures that all the detailed work of their teams can shine in a book like this. He goes just thanking so many people. Amandla, thank you for the thoughtfulness in all that you do, and for some great questions and answers about the Force's deepest mysteries. Like, straight shout out right there from him. Like, it's It's just lovely. Like,
It's fantastic.
Deep cut. I did not know that Senator Raintut's first name was Warris. So
Yeah.
that is
we got a name.
fine.
Yeah.
If somebody was coming after me with the name of Warris, like I'm giving it up. Like I'm confessing. Like that's frightening. Like
Yes.
your name is like it means like battle or something. I know it's like something crazy like that, like battle hardened or something. Like
Yep.
in
He's
language.
got a name.
And the rest of the delegation here, which the only one we actually see is Beith Drellick, the chancellor. But you know, like we see all of them, but like it's basically like Rayencourt and like and Drellick. They're the only people we really like actually have any sort of like FaceTime, I guess, sort of thing. The rest of them are like, you know, the special tribunal.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it nice when you have senators who like do hearings and investigations and try to figure out like what happens when people die? Isn't that nice? Like
Well, for them to be like completely lied to by Vernestra and stuff, but hey.
yeah.
I will also note, because you mentioned the acknowledgments at the end, there is an index. It's very detailed. So if there's one particular term you want to look up, like for example, if you want to see everything related to decay and cynicism in the High Republic era, you can just turn to page 120. And it will
there we are, yeah.
so
Yeah.
excellent reference book. It's going to be quite handy for all of our fandom needs in the future.
Oh, yes.
And hopefully when we get our seasons 2, 3 in the movie, and a season 4, I want 4 seasons in a movie.
Well, I figure we got another. I hate saying it, but I said it at the very beginning. We're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
The way Star Wars goes cyclical, anyways. In another 5 years, there'll be a whole bunch of people who'll be like, "Well, you know what? It was actually really great.
Yeah.
Maybe we could like."
It's already
consider
happening now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have people saying like, I don't
Maybe-
see why people are so angry. It's actually really
Maybe
good.
social
Yeah.
media and the internet is actually speeding along that original thing of like, you know, like it took like how many years for people to come around to like Hayden is now gloriously loved.
Right.
Like, so give it a
But
few years.
One really important thing, again, we said this at the beginning, one really important thing is we have to reverse all the review bombing, which will take some time because there's a lot of bad reviews that were left by these trolls that were just like,
On the upside, the creators do know it is review bombing. Even
Yeah,
like
they know.
DLF, like they don't mention that at all in reasons for like cancellation or
do
anything like that.
think-
Right?
I think Lucasfilm knows. I think Iger doesn't care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Iger
well-
doesn't like that it was review bombed because he's really big on perception. He's like, Disney has to be spotless and beautiful. And if he has this perception of this really bad show, bad according to the reviews.
Though I will say, I think the few times they've actually talked about it, they have said that they liked the show. They liked the direction it went.
They're just saying that.
So, right. But yeah, that's, I get that for all my
Yeah.
shows that,
They're just
that
saying
break my heart.
that it's show business. They're giving us the diplomatic words that they don't want to like piss off us. Like
That's
we're
pretty
fans.
much a good way to put it. Yes.
Yep.
So they're like, oh, it's a good show, but they are really big on appearances. They're really big on keeping their like how things look, making sure it's spotless and shiny, that Disney glow, and their
Kind of like
reviews
the
are a really
Jedi
big
image.
thing. Yeah, you said like the Jedi image. Yeah, exactly. So so go to Rotten Tomatoes, go to IMDb. It's also on Letterboxd now too. Leave your
Oh, I heard
reviews.
it. I heard it been like removed from Letterbox because they weren't doing TV shows.
Oh, okay.
yet.
I don't know. I left the review there.
I saw something.
She's like, I'm just tackling everything I see. That's it.
I'm like, I'm trying to remember because like sometime this past week, people on Blue Sky noticed it wasn't there anymore.
Okay.
There's a few reviews still left, but I also looked at Letterboxd at their FAQs, and they've been removing TV shows because there's a few things that they call remnants from like they use the movie database.
Uh-huh.
And there's a few things that were remnant on there from TV, and they have a planned, move to platform for TV at some point, but right now they're trying to just be movies or something.
Okay,
So
cool.
I
So
don't
definitely
know.
IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, because there's a lot of review bombing there, and it's really important.
Google reviews too. If
And
you
Google
just
reviews. And the nice thing was right after we first started calling for people to leave their reviews on there, we did see it like go up a notch in freshness. So it does matter. It is working. We just have to get everybody rallied behind that. I think that's making a big difference. We have 84,000 or 85,000 names in a petition, which is great. People have been doing letter writing campaigns. We have done the billboards last year, which were fantastic, and even have that picture of Amandla in front of her birthday billboard, which was really nice. And we're always doing fundraisers. Oh, we have the Save the Acolyte has t-shirts for sale right now too, which are going to go to future fundraisers, and so we'll put a link to that in the YouTube description box, so click on that link below. And you can always also go to savetheacolyte.com to see what else is going on. Articles. The articles are glowing. So many glowing articles about the Acolyte. It's just a really excellent show. It deserves to be renewed, and we are passionate fans and we want it back. So thanks for
showing your
us.
love, people.
Yeah.
Keep showing
Buy
your
the
love.
book, too.
Keep it in
Buy the
the
book.
keep it in the
It's so
zeitgeist,
cool.
right?
Buy the book.
Exactly.
Buy the books, not just this one.
Yeah.
Wayseeker is a pretty good book. I
Yes.
mean, and like buy Acolyte tie-in stuff. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's, you know,
Absolutely.
yeah, show that we love it. And honestly, I think even just spreading that out to the High Republic, because this was supposed to be the start of the High Republic in visual.
It worked
right?
on me.
It was.
I got Light of the Jedi after Wayseeker. I was like, okay, it worked on me. I'm
Yep.
into the High Republic now.
Me too. I don't know if we talked about this, but I'm really interested in, like, after the explanation for the dots for Vernestra, if that's what
Or Indara.
ends up doing, is like people
Oh.
who, you know,
Yeah.
tell her that, you know, you risked your life for me, you know, or you saved my life,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's a life debt. If that's her way of honoring it, if she did like 2 people, like it's so many things that you just you think about like in the moment, but you don't like think about it too much because again, it's not like
Yeah.
important to the overall arc of the story. But then you're just like, actually, it is, because these are quote unquote real people, and they have quote unquote real experiences that necessarily made them into who they are, but it also like put them on the path that they're in at the moment. So I just think that like the books are so much, they're so fulfilling if you have the patience for it, and if you don't get Audible, you know.
Reading Wayseeker gave me a totally like different sort of like, it gave me so much more inside of like Vernestra and Indara and stuff, right? And it's it sort of reevaluated like things on them based on like what they had been through like years before.
And it just goes so well with the guide, because like it's
does.
obviously the acolyte portion, but like you're still getting like detailed information about these characters, but not in the time that we were talking about in Wayseeker. We're talking about them now.
Yeah. Well, there's Wayseeker information even in here when we look at the timelines on the characters. So Pablo was like talking with like Justina, and they were all like, it shows that it's a group
It's a collaboration.
effort, collaboration, group effort on that end. Right. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys all for coming out for this awesome talk. It was so much fun. I had a blast. Jamie, Samantha, Tegan, so much fun. And
thank you for hosting it.
Yeah,
and
yes,
bringing us all
thank
together.
you very
Thank
much.
yeah,
I'm late, but I'll be here.
Hey, we got a good hour or so out of you. That's not bad.
yeah. All right, so we'll leave it off there for today. Thank you all also watching on YouTube for participating in this visual guide discussion with us, and may the force be with you all. Talk to you later. Bye.
Same with you. Bye.